Hi guys, Tracy here with a Project Life share. I'm going back a little bit in time because I shared my New York City Project Life as a chunk. Well, it actually took up 2 videos because there's so many pages in my New York City trip. But I wanted to go back. I had a couple of requests to make sure that I covered September, and I did have every plan in covering September, so thank you for reminding me. So basically, as I think I've mentioned before, but you might not have watched all of my videos, in the summer I didn't do a necessarily weekly Project Life. It was more just I documented what I could, and it took as many pages as it took, and it wasn't usually weekly. Sometimes it would be 2 weeks in a spread, sometimes it would be a month over 2 spreads. And that's just kind of the way it worked. And I did continue that into September, just because September was a really busy month with going back to school and also with my trip and stuff. So, so early September is on a single page. So early September is this. So this is the camping trip that you guys would have seen that happened in late August, the very, very end of August. It was Labor Day weekend. And then this is early September, and it's just 2 sides of this. And that allowed me to have my New York City start on a left side, which is what I like to do so that if I ever want to take it out and put it in its own album, it's all self-contained. So I'm just going to show you early September, which is both sides of this one. So, and I did it super fast because I was trying to get caught up. I got the Amber collection from Becky Higgins, so in addition to my Clementine collection, and I have a little bit left still of the Cobalt collection, so I've got 3 that I'm working with now. It's nice to have the variety of different color schemes. So this title is just on one of the 6x4 title cards by Becky Higgins. These are some really old basic gray stickers that used to come in their collections. I don't know if they still include, I don't buy collections anymore for basic gray, but they used to come with these funky letters. And this is like a lime green. I think it's looking yellow in my video. And then I just stamped the word early using my Ditto stamps. And I stamped it in green with the solid, and then in black with the outline. And these are just from Michael's. I think they were $1. So that's the title. And then this is just a picture of our messy mudroom. It was clean one day and then it looked like this the next, so I had to snap a picture. And I just used sassafras glitter letter stickers. I'll be using those forever. Hopefully I'll never run out. And I just made them kind of messy in the way that I put the words. So this is 3 Becky Higgins cards from the 3 different collections. So these 2 are from the Amber collection. This one is from the Cobalt collection, and this one is from Clementine. So you can see that I really don't match anything, so I don't really think too much about what colors go with what or what's going to look good. I really like the random look of Project Life and everything being different. So, so yeah. That's just an example of 3 different Becky Higgins cards working together. So for these 2, the girls had their backpacks all laid out by the door, and I snapped a picture, and it says all set for school. And then later on we listened to the weather, and it was supposed to pour rain the next day. So I changed, when they were in bed, I switched their sneakers for rain boots and put their raincoats on the doorknob, and so I took another picture of that. And those are just Instagrams that are printed at, they must be 3.8 by 3.8. It's usually what I print for Project Life for these pockets is 3.8 by 3.8. And no, 2.8, no, this is a 3x4. So yeah, 2.8 by 2.8 is what I print these smaller ones. And then whenever I have an Instagram that's going to fit in one of these, I print it at 3.8 by 3.8, so that takes up most of the card. And I've gotten a lot of questions about how I print my Instagrams, and I can't really help people with printing because I just literally got Scott to show me how to do it with my computer, and I can't help you with yours, but I print it in iPhoto, and just under, it's just one of the regular print settings is you can choose what size not only what size your paper is going to be, but also, because I always print on 4x6 because I print to my Epson PictureMate, but below where you print where you set your paper size, you can set your print size for your photo. And so I just go into custom and I pick 2.8 by 2.8 for these, or whatever size I want them to be. I'll often just print them at 2 by 3, which is one of the configured settings, so I don't have to go into custom for that one. I just click it. Anyways, for this one, I didn't get a picture of Sophie riding a two-wheeler, but she did learn to ride a two-wheeler in late August, and it was late August, so this is early September, but I just wanted to get it documented, so I just put it in a speech bubble card and added a little wood veneer bicycle and some October Afternoon Mini Market stickers. And then this is just kind of a filler. It was just a cute little comic that I thought was funny, and I printed that at 2.8 by 2.8 as well. The reason I don't print it at 3 by 3 is that these pockets are a little bit less than 3, so 2.8 by 2.8 makes it slide in easier. And then the bottom are just 2 4 by 6 photos. So that's pretty easy and straightforward. So here's the next side, so it looks like that in my album. And for this one, it's early September before I went away on my trip, and I just wanted to document that it was still really nice weather, just like summer, and Mom and Ray had us over to their house for drinks on their patio, and so this is Ray coming out with the drinks. He made really yummy daiquiris for the grown-ups, and then Mom made delicious Shirley Temples for the kids. So that's Ray coming out. There's a little something on that. And I just stamped some arrows and did some journaling right on the photo. And I did this is a Becky Higgins Clementine card, and so is this, one of the journaling ones. And this is an Instagram that I printed up at 3.8 by 3.8, and I just added a little potty person because I've got I have way too many boys left over, so anytime I have a chance, I'm using a potty person whenever there's a man. And then on this Becky Higgins journaling card, I just put my other Instagram photo, also printed at 3.8 by 3.8. And actually this one I might be printing these at 4 by 4 because these 4 by 6 pockets are actually 4 by 6, so this might be 4 by 4. I can't quite remember. I used a little speech bubble there and did some journaling, put a piece of washi tape, and I just inked a wood veneer right there. So the center line is all with Becky Higgins cards. These are Clementine, 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 and this one is not a journaling card. It's the design side. Like each card has on one side journaling, and on the other side it just has a design, and this is the design side, and this is from the Amber collection. So this was super simple. All I did was I stapled my Instagram photos. These are all Instagrams, so they're all printed at 2.8 by 2.8, and I stapled them on so that it's like nothing. There's not even washi tape, but I think that the patterns on the cards themselves are really nice, and so I wanted to show them. So, and this one says, "Today is beautiful," and has the nice polka dots above and below the picture. And then this one, I just wrote sisterly encouragement. I did a layout on this one and put a little flare badge. That's from Life in Bits and Pieces. And then on this Amber card, I just put my photo in the middle, put washi tape above and below, and just a little caption that says, "Sweet Maya." Isn't she cute? She's like the cutest. Here she is. Poor Maya is all neglected. She's getting old. Poor old Maya is getting old. So that's the center, and the bottom is just 2 photos. And for this one, and you know, the photos are blurry and not well lit and stuff like that, but that's, for me, that's what Project Life is all about. Like, I don't really worry too much about how nice the photos are, because otherwise it would become way too big of a production. I just ran some washi tape and wrote some journaling that says "Running with the Wee Fit." That's a picture of them. They do some running every once in a while. It's their favorite part of Wee Fit, is the running, where they get to run all around the island and chase the dog. This photo didn't turn out the way that this photo was supposed to be a picture of Sophie's ballet dress, her new ballet outfit, but you can't really see the outfit very well. But it was in my photo stream. It was a bit of a dud, and then I realized this photo has a lot of details of our life in it, so I decided to print it up, and I just used Becky Higgins' yellow arrows stickers to point to different parts that show, like, we store things in these little slots of our stairs to go upstairs so that we don't forget, so then when we go up we just pick them up and bring them up with us. And this just talks about Sophie's new ballet outfit. Charlie had a cone on his head that day because he had a hot spot that he was scratching at. We had actually cut him ourselves, and he was covered in hot spots under his belly because his coat gets really long, and we didn't realize we were supposed to be cutting him more often. So we're going to do it ourselves because we're just bad at remembering to make an appointment. It's hard to get him in to see the people who clip the dogs. Around here they're like booked up for weeks and weeks, and we always forget, and then we like need him cut right now. So we bought some clippers, and we're going to teach ourselves how to do it. And then I just kind of put an arrow by the Beatles poster. We have like the Abbey Road poster. It's significant to us. So we have that up, and it's kind of cool. There's my she art and a couple of, like, that's a postcard that my mom gave me from Abbey Road. We're big Abbey Road fans. And so anyways, that's just kind of, I thought that was a cool picture for what I thought was a dud. It ended up being a pretty good picture. So I'm just gonna flip through. I'm gonna close my book up and flip through my New York City part because you guys have already seen that. And if you haven't, you can just look back in my channel. It's two-part Project Life share called Project Life NYC Part 1 and Part 2. So now this is late September, and it's just on a half page. So, like, it's just on this page. So I go back to weekly spreads on the next page, and that's starting with October. So this is the rest of September. So there's the whole page. And for the title, this is a Clementine title card, and I used my Studio Calico asterisk stamps with, I think Island Indigo is the color of ink I used. I love this ink. It's my favorite. And I also used the Stepping Stone alphabet, and then the one that's like the Stepping Stone, but it's just smaller. So these are what they look like. I take them out of their packaging, but they're both from Studio Calico. This one came with a kit, so you can't buy this one, but I think you can still buy this one. And whenever I use Stepping Stone, I like to always have one letter be different. So if I'm stamping outlined, I have one be solid and vice versa. I just think it's interesting, and so I did the same with the asterisks. I left one be outlined. So it says late September, and then this is I think this is Elle Studio tag with some journaling on it, and a picture of Sophie and her two friends. She's in grade primary, so everything is new to her, and we were so surprised. We went into the book fair, and there's some washi tape behind there too. I didn't even notice that. 2 strips of washi tape. And we were so surprised because she's a little anxious, so we thought when she saw us, she'd kind of come to us and be clingy and not kind of stay with her class, but she actually looked at us and totally ignored us and stayed with her friends the whole time. So she was totally not interested at all in us being there. So this is the center, and it's all Becky Higgins cards and one 4x3 photo. And so on this card, I did add some washi tape, and these photos are printed at this 2x3 size, and then I have to trim it down a little bit because it's a little bit wider, a little bit more narrow than 3. And that's just a picture of Olivia watching One Direction on her iPod, and then this is a picture of Sophie watching One Direction on her iPod, and I just put the lyrics to the song there. And that's a Becky Higgins journaling card, and that's a Becky Higgins design card, like that's the back of a journaling card. And then this is another Becky Higgins journaling card. These are all from the Clementine collection, and I just did some journaling and used some, these are Glitz Design stickers. I love them. and just talks about how when I left for New York, the girls liked One Direction, but 5 days later when I returned, the girls were obsessed with One Direction. And Olivia got a book in her Scholastic order. It's a chapter book about One Direction, and she read it in like 2 days. She was so in love with them. And so this is the bottom part of this spread. And I came home one night and the girls were, I parked my car, and the girls were doing gymnastics on the road. They had used chalk to draw like a balance beam and a springboard and all kinds of, this is like a circuit for gymnastics that they had drawn on the road. And there she is doing a cart. Not the safest place to do gymnastics, I have to say, for a number of reasons. But yeah, that's my kids. And so I wanted to journal on this, but it was too dark and I didn't want to use my white gel pen because it comes out all goopy and takes a long time to dry. So I just put a piece of a vellum envelope that was actually destined for the garbage. I just ripped it open and kind of flattened it out and did my journaling on there. So, and then this is a picture that I've also scrapbooked, and I just put some washi tape here. This is a Becky Higgins journaling 4x6 card, the kind that can fold in half, but I never fold them. I did some journaling about how much Olivia loves to visit with the kittens when I go to the scrapbooking store. Pardon me. So that is late September.